Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Stellaris Let's Play. It's Northstar. For those new to my series or my channel, welcome. Those returning, welcome back. Keep in mind, this video is part of a series. It's organized into a playlist you can check out from the beginning. It's in chronological order. Or check out my other series, such as Avorion, Alpha Centauri, Rebel Inc., Cell Singularity videos, where I mostly just talk whatever's on my mind, if that interests you, or my politics videos, if you're more interested in that kind of stuff. I strongly recommend my Alpha Centauri playlist just because it's an awesome game. It's sci-fi, although I do talk more politics there. Mount & Blade Warband, also cool game, and eventually I've done some Hearts of Iron 4 videos. I'll probably do more. I spent a little time thinking about still idle leader because I am really this I want to reorder the planets. I want to reorder the fleets. This is annoying that they're appearing kind of first order, although I could. You know what? I have a better idea. Upgrade. Wait. I'm gonna upgrade this fleet before the other one. Just it's easier than splitting out the number of ships. I'm just gonna probably have like, I don't know, 8 or 12 upgrade ships and mix the reserve fleets in it. Reserve ships in it as cannon fodder when I fight anything like space fauna, the crystals, a synth. So I probably shouldn't do this kind of thing, but I of course get to thinking about more endgame stuff and what I'm going to do with ascension perks and tradition trees. I was and still am planning to do sorry, genetic ascension, biogenesis. I have at least figured out that I'm doing almost certainly either cloning or mutation versions of the biogenesis or whatever, biomorphogenesis. Let's see. Almost done with that alloy foundry. Sorry, I can't really talk about this and play at the very same moment, so give me a sec to explain. So, with I did cloning, you gain pops a lot faster, though I don't know if when I fill up the housing on planets, if it'd be possible to keep growing my population, or at that point, no matter how many clone bats and stuff I have, my population would just stagnate. The mutation thing could be strong in the very long run if it just stagnates. But honestly, I play so slow. I mean, I'll probably speed up and get more careless as this goes on, but I play slow enough that I should probably just go for what's faster. And I'm thinking I might do Cosmogenesis, actually. Because you don't have to build a synaptic lathe, which is what upsets other empires if you purge pops in that. So, or you can have a tiny number of pops. It doesn't actually produce a diplomatic penalty that stacks, or at least it decays as fast if you keep less than 40 pops. Like, I think that's in the new system. So 40% of one pop in the old system, or maybe it's 40 as in 4,000. But if you keep a very small number of pops in the lathe, the diplomatic consequences are apparently manageable. And yeah, I don't really like the idea of the lathe too much, but there's some awesome things. You can get Cosmogenesis, and you can get advanced logic just from doing text, including repeatables. but I may want it for the Fallen Empire buildings. It does lock me out of Defender of the Galaxy perk, but I don't need the diplomacy benefits that much. I might take the diplomacy tradition tree instead. Because let's see, I got 7 discovery, prosperity, unyielding, mercantile, discovery, prosperity, unyielding, mercantile. I need 1 for the Ascension Path. Harmony, and I don't know what the last. I could do diplomacy to help ensure that I don't end up at war with a bunch of empires if I do Cosmogenesis. And there's a cool, unique thing you get from entering the supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy is Knights of the Toxic God origin. But maybe I will build the lathe and just try to not overdo it, because I think you get not just advanced logic but research points really fast from it. And if I do cloning, the reason I mentioned the lathe, if I do cloning instead of mutation, that'll give me a lot more pops to put into the lathe if it comes down to it, plus better armies. And cloning gives you trade output from jobs, pop multiplier from cloning vats. You can get 20% extra because you can build 2 cloning vats under cloning once you have a certain tradition. And I think the civilian output might benefit from that. I think it counts as yield from job. So in terms of real late game, if I can just stack infinite pops, that'll get me the most pop efficiency on civilians for producing trade, since most of their trade value just goes to paying their own upkeep costs, only a little bit of surplus. So that's actually a huge increase in profit per pop. And if it does, even if you're you do cap on number of pops and it's not a high proportion of civilians, it will help me do things like fill monopoly the city planets much faster. Alright, anyways, sorry to take so long, 7 minutes to talk about that. I often start a video, sometimes I'll spend like 6 or 7 minutes talking about something. Based on my various other series, I really should try and keep that shorter. I did check the Genesis project thing, and I don't get my pre-sapiens until I do this. I get scaling uni and some influence. If I remember, I think it was uni. It was uni or society research. But as I thought, it scales, so I'll put it off. And in this case, this is not just exploit. I think it's absurd that you colonize a planet and you instantly create pre-sapiens. That should be a scientific endeavor that takes some time. So waiting until it's about to expire and just doing it. Or a little before is probably worthwhile. I think it's uni, so maybe when I'm getting close to a key tradition or something, a little sooner to bring it in earlier. But let's go. Alpha Centauri, I like that song. Just I like the game. Alpha Centauri. Sid Meier's Centauri. But I get always too focused on building up in these games. See how absurdly tall I can go, and I never actually do these thought experiments, and I'm sure like many players never actually get to the late game where I can do this stuff. Like, lots of stuff with vassals. In my previous game, I got to having lots of vassals, but I didn't have them very long. I got not much past spinning them off, so I didn't get to really see the benefits of like vassals, each having their own mega structure build limit. I should just play faster and
System survey concluded.
A little more carelessly, honestly. Survey complete. Cool. But also trying to keep entertaining for you guys and divert some attention to just entertaining you with chat. Let's see. hate that it defaults to. I'd really just rather see one category at a time, and usually just I could hire the scientists to see if they get a useful trait to replace this guy, gal. Probably should have spec her into mining rush. 5% minerals from jobs. I have effectively 6 pops, 24. Yeah, that's only like 1 mineral or 2. Okay, that's probably not actually a month. If counselor, if acting as the science director, that's not necessarily better than an archaeologist who might actually. I think this increases the draw. Wait, couple texts, but anyways, there will be archaeological sites. I'll wait eventually. Oh, shoot. Okay. With my long COVID, I always remember what I was thinking. So the benefit from filling out a collection, that's only if you're doing the archivist tradition tier, which I'm almost certainly not doing. A lot of this stuff doesn't scale with empire size. So I could sell some of the less useful stuff, like the data core of Snowpool. Things don't scale in any way. Or Tales of Mercenary. God, the stupid thing, it does this loading thing in the corner. It's too slow to actually recall whatever data is saved to the thing, and it freezes the thing for a sec while tooltip's coming up. This is still the Tales of Mercenary too. Click to activate, left click to, right click to sell. Yeah, in the long run, I might not want to display either of these. I'd say the Society of Research is less useful in the Unity. Because base amount of Uni is, well, it's 5. 5 Unis. Right, so I'm selling Sinopol's data core. The reason for that is I need to resettle pops to a synth prime. It's still underpopulated to a very high degree. What this put civilians at the top. Faction, none, none, none. Why are so few people in actual factions? These guys are actually a little bit unhappy. They'll be, when they have some energy stored up, they'll be alright. Alright, I'm just gonna resell some spiritualists then. Which group is that? Because they're gonna be spiritual civilians they need. Even if they're not a faction, they'll eventually probably join one. Yeah, 136. Wish you could see stuff like what distinguishes them. It eventually pops in the New World and more likely to reach higher strata. Spiritualists are my happiest faction. Higher strata have more political power, so let's see. Just resell them. Take a sec to assign as civilians. Yep, they're there now. Okay. Growth. Minus 0.1 from low pops. So, then some multipliers. A net of plus 15%. So yeah. Most months I gain a pop. And that's all I have the energy for, even after selling an artifact. I could sell this, but it wouldn't be enough to resettle another large group of. Although, yeah, those are also common artifacts. Rare ones more likely to hold on to and display, but common artifacts, yeah. If I have a partial group, I could resell them. Oh, 36. I can resell some more spiritualists. Okay. Tales of Mercenary. Goodbye. These things provide scaling benefits. Definitely hold on to the alien jewelry. Zone sedative. Helps with terraforming speed. Terraforming is very slow, but can pay off massively sometimes. Of course, just gene mining pops at the right ability is usually better, but usually, if I'm terraforming 2 ocean, I'll make aquatic pops more productive. And there's some terraforming events. They're nice. Okay. A small group of 36 spiritual civilians. Scaled to number pops, so it's all the way 108 energy. Not to anchor. Let's see. Also this group of 42. And so the life, the universe, and everything. Who's in that group? With only 42 civilians? Ah, pacifists. Wow. I'd rather some spiritualists. I don't have the. Right. Right. I mean, pops will diverge over time anyways. Being too min-maxy. 42 more civilians. I'm down to 32 energy. Dangerously low. But shit, I think I just send him here. Yep. To anchor. Ah, it actually added to pop growth a little. I suppose I needed some more pops here for. They became squires, or will. For having a pool for more knights. Another job. So, yeah, that was probably actually the right move. There's less happiness issues on an anchor. I should be running a consumer goods deficit soon. Alright. Shoot, I'm gonna have to buy some energy credits for now. Alright. Wait, 435 pops. If I'm mistaken, did I send him here? This was 4. Okay. I don't know. Well, sure, residents definitely had to grow there. Here, slow and steady growth. Talbachers can't move yet. Removing the kelp, toxic kelp and dangerous wildlife will add to population growth, which makes a little bit of sense since both those things could theoretically poison or kill people, as it's represented. Take a little bit of chance if I haven't had to research this. So, swap out. Surveying the unknown. The air conditioner. First contact event. Weird heat blobs. Long-range scanners have picked up readings in the Raval system that could best be described as gigantic heat blobs. Worth investigating. Yeah, space whales. I know. We gotta do the first contact eventually. Might as well do it now. There's only 2 things from my own boys. So yeah, the diplomatic tradition, I think you get higher trust cap and you can take diplomatic grants agenda, which is obviously a massive diversion of resources to diplomacy, but occasionally needed. I don't know. I'll figure out what my 6th tradition is going to be eventually, but definitely discovery, prosperity, mercantile, unyielding, and harmony. Those are... Definitely want those ones. Survey this frozen world. Go this way. Still haven't rediscovered the mining drones, wherever the heck they went. Probably up here. Just mapping the stars for now. Speaking of which, the map the stars. There. Veneration of Saints apparently applies to my knights, which was unexpected. It even adds to their science output. Not just Ooh. Higher job efficiency does lead to higher output, okay. Naval capacity, quest progress. Base identification, fortress station, Saints, building stability, unifier. I don't see as the effects of the squires. They're doing something, right? Oh, job efficiency. That's right. Which is... Here we go. Adding to quest progress, among other things. So cool. So there is a multiple effect. The more knights I have, the more each squire is valuable, and the more squires I have, the more each knight is valuable. So Just pause that for a second. I'm getting very noise sensitive with my long COVID right now. Ooh, I completed that ship. Let's get on another Corvette. I'm gonna miss stuff sometimes. Just can't focus on enough stuff at once. How long ago did I finish the ship is the question. Need a bloody notification when I finish the new science ship, but there's no message for that. I've looked, there's nothing for, at least when I searched. Like new negative traits, but not new ship commissioned, which is far more useful to know about, honestly, this time. All right. Sorry, I'm being a little irritable here. A little too irritable. I haven't surveyed this yet. No. You know what? This is one of my most disposable scientists. I'll send her here to see what's in the system. I don't have any archaeological digs due just yet. can get more archaeological sites with archivism tradition. It's true, but it becomes relatively less worthwhile the larger your population, the more other things your empire's doing. Should be noted, even if I do cosmogenesis, you don't have to enter the center of the galaxy. I may do a save before I do it just to see the thing, get the achievement, but then you can actually instead, if I even get that far, you can spin off a vassal, swap to play as them. They won't. I don't think they won't have cosmogenesis as an origin, but they'll have all your cosmogenesis techs, but ascension perks are not inherited by vassals, so you can take entirely new perks. Have the techs from cosmogenesis, like the Fallen Empire buildings, but not being burdened with the perk. Also won't get Knights of the Toxic God origin, but the only direct benefit this provides is the nightly duties policy. And, well, extra holdings. The planetary features in the homeworld, beneficial even if you don't have the origin. And the orders keep orders to mend stuff. I'm not sure what happens if another empire controls the keep, the habitat. I think it's still active, but I'll find out. But there's two things there. I can either let my previous empire here win, and then they become a fallen empire and I play as the vassal still, or technically losing the game, which is why I might do both, win and then go back to say before, or I can actually maybe attack my own previous empire and stop them from from building like the cosmogenesis needle or whatever, which destroys 9% of the stars in the galaxy or something, 9% of systems, so it's like 90 systems destroyed if I understand it correctly. Prevent that from happening by conquering them and just playing as an empire with a lot of the benefits, but no further progression down the cosmogenesis techs and such. It's very late game stuff, and who knows if I ever get there. Probably not if I don't shut up and play, so I apologize, guys. Oh yeah, the quest for Toxic God. 108 months and I'll get the next stage. So it's less than 10 years for every stage, which is pretty fast progress, really. And I'm not even done expanding the number of nights. Already got the one 9.5. You can get a lot more night jobs a lot sooner with the 4.0 thing, the way they rebalanced Although you can't get an infinitely scalable number of knights. We used to be able to, it was knights from pops, and you could overcrowd the habitat and get hundreds of pops, or hundreds of knights, thousands of pops in your order habitat, which is ridiculously overpowered and is no longer possible. Instead, you get only the number of squires, but they're far less useful. So you can still do a broken amount of like uni and science from the habitat. Not broken, super powerful, but squires, they provide so little value per squire that you still need an insane number of pops to really. I mean, if you were doing, say, a multiplayer game and someone let you do that, it's their fault because it would take hundreds of years to really get to a point where it's unstoppable. In a single player game, who cares, you know? I hate when people are like, oh, that's overpowered. Okay. Games are supposed to be like fantasy. Why does it matter if something's powerful so much? Some people like to hurt themselves. They're like chauvinists. Not chauvinists, masochists. That's the word.
System survey concluded.
Masochists, they enjoy pain. I do not. My life has enough pain in it without getting it from the games I play. Thank you very much. Research here. No, actually, there's some benefit to speed on this one. And I'd rather get anomalies here, especially habitable planets. They have interesting anomalies, so. I mean that sincerely. I mean, I grew up with abusive parents. I freaking minor health problems my whole life. I was bullied as a kid. I grew up in poverty, and then on top of all this shit, I got disabled following COVID when I was in the verge of having a real victory in life and getting into med school, starting an MD. I mean, I was in a master's in med school, but starting an actual MD in it. Yeah, so I never got to do that, and would have been a physician. Then maybe I would have had more luck with other things. They've been very difficult, like dating. I had dated, but not really any serious relationships. Mostly because young women who would date me, they would always decide I wasn't making enough money. I wasn't going to be making money soon enough. There was put no future. It's people try and portray it as, oh, I want someone with ambition. But when I was extremely hardworking and extremely ambitious, they still would, yeah. Really, it's just people want to date someone with money. Which is why the injustices of a system that crushes a lot of people under its boot and doesn't allow them to get anywhere in life. I mean, massive inequality in the United States, giving all the opportunities to the children of the already successful and rich. At best, there's different types of capital. There's actually sociologists that study and talk about this. The rich get richer, but it's not just wealth and money that matters, which is why people, when they apply simplistic analysis, they say it's not true because look, this person did really well when they didn't have money, or this person had money. There's other types of wealth, social capital, intellectual capital. There's being popular. There's being liked. There's having developed hobbies and skill sets. There's being naturally talented. There's being healthy. There's lots of types of, not just money in the bank, but the people who are already ahead pull further ahead, and their kids get all sorts of advantages, allow them to do much better, even if their kids may actually be less talented or less hardworking. But again, it's not just money. When you apply simplistic analysis of money only, you'll miss people who do very well because say they have parents who are really well, emotionally balanced and supportive and talented and smart, even though they're poor. My parents were not those things. I mean, they were smart, sort of. My mother had this terrible understanding of human nature, social skills, but very book smart. My father is the opposite, not book smart, but very good understanding people. So I suppose I got intelligence, but that's the only thing, what type of capital I It's born smart and hardworking, whatever component that is genetic. That's about it. Oh, and in the United States, it wasn't born in some third world country. So there are people in third world countries who would do better than I did because, you know, their parents were abusive and they were relatively wealthy for that country. And, you know, they didn't end up in a situation where they got bullied a lot when they were young, which a lot of that was bad luck. Just a shitty community that allowed bullying to run rampant. It's a epidemic of bullying in the United States. It's a real problem. Hmm. Once I have alloys to build that outpost. It's me a bit. It's not worth backtracking with the construction ship, but yeah. Anyways, I should stop blabbing about this stuff. I'm sure some of you hate it. I don't know what to say. Just having you guys just stare at the screen seems boring as heck to me, anyways. Right. I need a faster rate of infrastructure development, so I should probably. I need energy credits. Right, next thing is a generator district on Hesek Prime.
We have encountered spaceborne life forms.
Ah. Encounter in whatever, the teeth aliens. The font here doesn't make it super easy to see what it says. The Teth aliens, that T is not. It's the ancient mining drones again. I wonder where they went. Some of them are here. Last time, though, they moved away and I lost contact. That's because they built the station. And that's technically a different empire, the one where they built stations. They really need to fix that. You shouldn't lose contact just because they built a station. Or abort the first contact. That's not great. This is going to mean that if I get too close, they'll attack. So I can't finish surveying this system. Shoot. It might already attack the science ship already. Definitely don't want to get closer. Have to go here. Survey the way zone system. Da, da. It's worth knowing sometimes the science ship will overshoot a planet and it can actually be. It does pick up momentum as it goes, so maybe I actually want to survey this first and then this. I don't know. Depends exactly where it breaks. Okay, doesn't matter that much. As long as it's not crisscrossing the system all weird, I'm happy. Alright, I don't really want to lose this. There's a small risk of that. But the roaming over this way. Meticulous scientists are the ones I value by far the most. I like finding anomalies. What can I say? Keeps things interesting for you guys too.
Readings registered.
We've briefly detected some unusual energy readings emanating from this planet. It might have been glitch in our system, or it could be a sign of something more. Yeah, that can be any of like a zillion anomalies, but cool. I mean, cool. I'm not complaining about that for sure. Let's save. You never know when you crash. You have to roll something back. It's been 3 months, the game time. I am very tired. I'm on COVID, but I am
detected an anomaly.
trying to keep things entertaining for you guys, and I need to produce content, like volume, because I have to get this channel to where I can monetize if I hope to survive. Cold art potential. Another can be anything. Well, not anything, but can be a huge number of things. Anomaly. Actually, the head of research should be this system. I'll have the roamer over there. Save that meticulous scientist for now. You never know when you're going to find something hostile when you jump in the system. Take advantage of that. They can quickly rearrange people, even though some will say it's not legit. 435 pops. 436 pops. Yeah, slowly growing. Growth rate is now stabilized out. Still increasing every month. As is this. They're both below their optimal growth point. Alright. Engineering district has a prime will. Allow me to resell more of these civilians. Get them in higher value jobs. Be like, oh, civilian economy broken. What? Not really. They're still less productive than other citizens. They're just a fallback. Like, somebody's like, oh, I used utopian abundance. It's not that reduces the upkeep of civilians. And just claiming you'd done all traditions by 38 years in the game. Like, bullshit. People love to go on Reddit and lie, just straight lie, where they're using a lot of mods. It's physically impossible unless you reduce tech costs with how much techs cost to do that. And I have a little too much food built up. I'm gonna sell another one, even though it's a lower price, so I can buy always this month. Get started this month on this. It'll be worth it. Gain the energy sooner. But the guy was running Utopian Abundance saying this. It's like, yeah, okay, Utopian Abundance still produces like the same amount it does before. He wasn't even running civil education with it, I don't think. Civil education is a smaller buff than Utopian Abundance yields. So it's not insane. It's just a fallback. You would have to have an incredible number of pops. Maybe he was doing a barbaric despoiler run. But that's always been insanely powerful if you manage to steal enough pops. And you're still not going to finish the tradition tree 38 years into the game. Anyone who says they've done that is lying. It's physically impossible unless you reduce tech costs. Like even with the most overpowered strats, unless you're literally doing things that synthesize resources out of nowhere, which there are a few cheats that do that. Like it used to be, you could get negative empire size and then do things that are supposed to cost uni and we're instead giving it, and that's a cheat. That's just a straight out exploit. And sure, if you do that, you can maybe achieve that, but there's no legit strategy that gets you that much uni that quick. Or they were saying they finished the tech tree with a mid game here. It's like, what did you set the mid game here to? That kind of determines whether it's possible or not. Anyways, a ruined orbital ring over a savannah world. Interesting. Orbital rings are cool kill structures. It says it's an unclaimed megastructure, but it's actually just a kilo structure. This seems to be safe. Scientist is almost leveled up, but I think they gain XP passively. Let's find out. I've not do anything for a couple months, see if they level. Swap in that scientist. And that scientist. I think it's proven safe enough here. Didn't get attacked by the mine drone, so boom. Let's test if there's any passive XP gain on this leader. 1095. Oop, wrong button. Little pawn thing reminds me of leader icons. Yep. Gained XP without surveying anything, without being assigned to a council. So yeah, there is some passive XP gain now. May have been for a while. Carefree 2. Isn't that useful, but could be useful for doing the signs of precursor thing. That leader eventually. Less than a year because they're carefree. Any other leader would take a very long time. Cool. You know what? So I did roll carefree too. Never mind that. Let's do this. Sounds a precursor activity. And survey this bloody system. Yeah, by that point I may have. One day in time. Boom. Yes, I can enter the orbit after. Didn't know what traits would be available. If it was something that like gave jobs in the home world, probably would have had the scientists continue this way. The science ship, but should probably get that anomaly crossed off soon enough. Alright, getting a number scattered around my empire. First league ones, though, have pretty nice benefits usually to finish him. Since I want to type a meticulous researcher, this guy's probably the best to do it. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Unusual energy readings there.
Anomalous readings registered.
Ah. There's the other ship. Einstein. Crash ship. A vessel of some kind has crashed into the surface of this asteroid. This asteroid wreckage from the craft can still be found in the impact crater. Cool. To come back and do that. You know, bit. Start trying to survey field, find other empires, and survey planets before other empires survey them, so I can get more anomalies. Sometimes in games will go way over the scientist capacity and build a ton of science ships just to previous versions. Of course, it seems to be the new pop system. Maybe a little harder to do that now because you can't put a colony in every world and get the same pop growth. And so if you do that, if you're able to do that before, then you could afford to spam science ships because even though you'd have less resources to like build infrastructure, you'd still be developing your future economy a lot with all the pops growing. Now you have to invest in building taller, which is very expensive. If you want any kind of decent pop growth, stuff like this, which is very expensive. Next month, I guess I'll start on another Corvette. Need these Corvettes. Need the influence from them. 21 minutes running. Just occurs to me, I might have developed a tiny new group of civilians as the ethos diversify. Not yet. Okay. I do have 13 pacifist workers. That would help get Anchor out of the negative amenity zone. But I think I'd rather seed this world with more civilians. Elites, no. Wait, where's that group of 13? They must have stacked with something else. Oh, 3 and 1. Wait, workers cost unity to resettle? Civilians don't. It's all into energy. A little longer, at least. I think I'm all out of spiritual civilians. Yeah, I am. Over time, I should get more. Ethics drift. So when that happens, boom. Oh, is that an asteroid? Yes. Nope, nope, nope. I don't want my head of research to end up inside a Chatoid if it comes that. I still want to do it with meticulous researcher because anomalies, but unless I need to keep exploring faster. Still haven't found any real empires, although I think this is one. It's been a while till I crack their difficulty 7. They must be taking a cautious or hostile approach. Certainly not proactive. think that's cautious. Raises the other guy's difficulty of... Let me check. Target difficulty +2. Yep, cautious. It's 5 by default. I think it's 7 if they're cautious. So whoever it is probably not xenophile. That tells me that much. A lot of stored research. Getting close to the pursuit of profit here. I might want to do the Genesis project. Also adds to amenities. Surf fauna. It's gonna set up a monthly sale of food. Less micro. Think I can wait 1 more month, or will.
Construction completed.
Little mining station. Alright, let's get you guys some music. Not this one, though. It's too loud, and heard it too many times. Huh, Dragon Breath. Heard it a lot. It's a cool thing, though. Quantum Soul. That's new. I think that came with Machine Age, but I hadn't actually played the Machine Age DLC before. Huh. Alright. After identifying... Oh, it is, it's just... It's not skill, it's a fixed amount of influence in Unity, and partial progress epigenetic triggers, which, unless my empire size were over 100, which increased the tech cost, it doesn't matter to delay this. It would have had to be over 100 by the timeout date, which I doubt will happen. It'll be not much longer, but after identifying a potential pre-sapient candidate, our Genesis arc began the process of genetic uplifting and established the needed space for a Genesis preserve. Oh yeah, this also, because I didn't have a Genesis preserve before this, I think. Did I click on this? Did I? No, I might have. Preserve might have already been there. So this might not have hurt pop growth to... The colony is that the Prime is ready to observe and guide these nascent species development. But I've always I consider it ridiculous that you could instantly do the pre-sapients. Conservative ocean preference. Fungoid. Conservative. Happiness and governing ethics attraction. Well, that could be useful. Especially if you keep like a oppressed group of pops their residence rate only on very low living standards to save on consumer goods. Of course, usually better with higher standards for the trade value in faction Unity. Full citizenship is better with Unity builds often. Yeah, I'll eventually uplift them. For now, it'll take a sec. I'd have to exit out and no, maybe next month. It'll create conserved fauna jobs. They won't stay as civilians because they're pre-sapient. Conserve fauna. Eat food, but generate amenities. So the world will... I think this just brought them up to the Maze Kepler. That's when they're counting civilians. But, yeah. I'm also about to finish luxury residences. Which... Watch this. Boom. Oh, that was barely any additional pop growth. Went from minus 0.02 to just neutral. 0.02 growth. But as the population improves, that luxury residence will have more effect. Also added planet capacity, which you can see it's 5,600. I need a mining district. Actually, I probably need that before I do a generator district in the homeworld. And you can see it dropped to 5,200. Still enough to prevent crowding, so. Whereas if I'd done the mine just before, it'd probably have dropped from minus 0.2 to like minus 0.4 or something. So it's a little more pop growth than I've seen. And I'll offset the loss of civilians. There we go. Conserve fauna. 300 amenities for 3 food. Of course, there's a loss of space to the plant feature, but it's not making a big difference with right now. Very large amount of plant capacity relative to the population. 5,200. Of course, having more plant capacity still lowers the number of pops needed for optimal growth. So it's still beneficial. Somewhat. Let's set this to 20. This hasn't reset by the time this down. Maybe I'll put up to 23. So with rounding. No, 24. So the rounding, that'll lose the least trade value to rounding effects. Yeah, it's probably not going to reset in time. That'll drop me to a surplus of just 5 food. Because it rounds down, I believe. The amount of trade value produced. No, I'd want. It's just over then when I. Okay, 33 food. Which will put me in a slight food deficit. But I need the trade value. Let's see. That'd be 21 plus. No. $36. 60. $39. There we go. Put me at minus 10 food, which is easy to mentally calculate how long till I run out of food, and pretty sure. See what it rounds to with the monthly trade. Maybe it keeps track of fractions, in which case, cool. Oh no. Oh no, that's a science ship, but soon after a science ship will come a construction ship, so I really need to get an outpost here, and soon. Otherwise, I'll get bought out of the Ether system from putting an outpost there. So it's a race for, the galaxy. Cool. I know I'm getting low on energy. 28. Exactly 28. Well, if this was... Wait, what? If this was 40, it would give 28. It rounded up, not down. Because this should have been about... Really should have rounded to 27. I think it was like 27.1. Weird. Rounding worked to my favor. I expect it to work against me. Well, cool. I'm actually gonna need to buy some energy soon. Ish. And I need minerals to get a new mining district. Rapid pursuit of profit. Upkeep reduction. I'll start to get an idea of finishers, resources, marble stations. I may at some point have to drop out generous funding for the Knight's Quest just because they don't have the energy. And alloys are so tight too. We'll see. Hour and 6 minutes. I can go a tiny bit longer here, but not much. I mean, I could go more than a tiny bit, but I shouldn't. I think this might have an automatic anomaly, this world. I don't know. Could it? In which case, meticulous isn't doing any good. Soon find out. This is probably some preset world or something, or type anomaly. The ruined orbital ring, I wouldn't be surprised. I have an idea. But 20, and I'll do 100 and an even purchase later. Minerals. Need to take advantage of the roll everything in that. Can't. This will allow me to get started on mining district. Oh, it's only 270. Never mind that. Starting it now. Or next month. Make the purchase now though, so I see the price start to drop. Save. I keep some older saves in case there's a bug I need to go back and report or something. I didn't notice right away. So you can upload multiple saves to forums. Sometimes it's desirable too. Be curious to see if there's an automatic anomaly there. Kind of makes sense to have an archaeologist serving that world though. There's clearly been a civilization there before. hope I don't get dinged for not choosing meticulous. They'll never know if I did. So. Okay. 280 minerals. Boom. Time to start on, let me say, a mining district, a generator district on the capital. Still maxed in growth because it's not surplus capacity. That'll balance up my energy situation. Leaving me with just deficit of food and consumer goods. The food is only because I'm selling for trade value to bring down my stockpile. Consumer goods, I'll get on. Civilian industries on anchor soon enough. Eventually I'll be able to respec that. See everything to heavy industry on the capital. I think, yeah, you can't swap into the tech, but see stuff that's not available here. Oh. No, it's not available because it's the capital, not because I don't lack a tech. Shoot. Oh, a little bit of consumer goods production, but mostly alloys. It's because transfer the minerals from the homeworld somewhere else. It's got more logistics costs than if I transport minerals in terms of consumer goods, I'm reducing a large amount of consumer goods deficit, a large number of resources on wherever I do it. Although the civilian industry as an anchor would easily overwhelm the deficit. Oh, 4 used to reduce deficit versus 7, so it would actually be worse for logistics at first. But the keyword is at first, until the population grows bigger. Single Lord Commander. It's actually very pop efficient. One person doing the job. Still no signs of enemy construction ship, their rival. Hour and 20 minutes. Cool. You know what? I'm not sure this is a guaranteed. Put the head of research on it. like this scientist doing anything. I really want everything to be meticulous. I wish you could resurvey planets. Then I wouldn't mess with this stuff because I get more anomalies. Okay, yeah, that wasn't a guaranteed anomaly at all. I thought it might be. Titanic life in wild storms. Interesting. Highway happiness physics. Titanic life creates a blocker. It's a bit of society research, but it's actually probably net negative. But you get events from the Titanic life. I know that. This isn't the only place I have it already, is it? Boom. Boom. Oh, this is just a low gravity world. It's very here. Yeah, there's Titanic life on Strybor as well. Can I get the event chain twice for Titanic life? Once in each colony, or is it only the first colony that has it? I don't freaking know. I like to get the pursuit of profit and then cut the video. Guys, this has been going a while. Still a sign of construction ship. Okay, good. This is surveying here, surveying there, and then... Am I surveying the system or just exploring? I don't remember. It's there. Oh, good progress in the precursor site. Good time to save is right after getting pursuit of profit, because it also, when I reload later, it will recalculate resources, like include the number in the and when the display, it was already in the, get the same number of resources either way, but this way I'll actually be able to more accurately predict deficits and such. So, cool. What if I had this guy do unusual energy readings? Fine. Should probably explore instead of that. Although the cautious attitude does suggest. That's all the more reason to do it. They'll probably close their borders to me.
Construction completed.
Boom. Get right on this so I don't miss any time and can more accurately calculate the alloys for other stuff. Probably use a research district. Oh, Astor Mining Bay might work off existing. I'm going to produce some civilian industry stuff locally. Desperately short minerals. Yeah. Let's see. Planetary deficits 13.87. Compare that to resources. Transport 9. 13. 30. 33. About 50. Yeah, so it is about a third the resources. You transfer a little less. Oh, lost housing though, versus the orders demands. Ah, heck. I don't need astro mining, I really don't. Just get the research district. Overbuilding my worlds, probably. Xylians are mysterious spacefarers. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Luthadrill system. We're still gathering data on the alien spacecraft that was reported in the Luthadrill system. If the vessel is an emissary of a previously unknown alien civilization, as seems likely, we must determine if they go with the grace of the spirits or if they're against agents of wickedness. The first step will be to divine their language and the nature of their belief system. So yeah, because I'm spirituals to get that. And this is up to 9 difficulty, so they really must be trying hard to stop me from getting any info on them. Could be a fallen empire even. It's that high a difficulty. But I think they instantly translate your language if they are fallen empires. Probably not. Boom. Pursuit of profit. Alright, good time as any to save. Find out what my deficits and surpluses look like next month. I cancel this because I'm pretty sure now that the prices drop further, yeah, the rounding is now not working in my favor. Got a little bit of trade value saved up. Be a little bit till I have to buy anything else, probably minerals or alloys. Need to consider what I want to build on Anchor soon. That'll require some thinking. So, until next time, I wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead home. This is Northstar. Adieu, and best luck.